Hey, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Hope you are doing well. John is still playing the phone like it's a piano, trying
Yes,
to find a live stream, no, live stream feed.
something.
It's there. I can see it. Look at that.
No,
It's it's
there it is.
yes, it is, and
We exist.
it's like a half an hour delay, guys. So it started at 10 o'clock, and you're probably gonna see this at 10:30. Uh, but anyway,
So much for live, right?
this is a wonderful Saturday, April 6th in Houston.
Oh my God, it's
It's a
lovely
beautiful
outside.
spring day. We're going to have the studio open all day today for you guys.
Mhm.
And starting at 11:30 probably. And then what else? You want to do some
Housekeeping.
housekeeping?
You bet. Bogdan and I do this live show so that we can feature our work, not just, we do other content that features our lives and things like this. This is primarily about promoting the work that we have. And that means that everything that you're seeing today is available for sale.
Mhm.
Um, and that the time to buy a piece of art is when you fall in love with it. What we're trying to do is play matchmaker here, where we present you with artwork that's for sale that you could fall in love with. We can ship it to you wherever you are in the world. So
Can we?
anywhere. We can even go into outer space.
Okay.
It takes longer.
All right, so let's switch to the presentation and save some time because time is short, guys, and
We can
precious.
handle it.
And precious. So the first piece I want to introduce to you, it's not a new piece. I talked about this one some time ago, but it's always a good thing to remind people about your own collections because we create so much. We are so prolific, should I say that?
Yes, we are absolutely.
We create stuff all the time, and I have this tendency of always promoting what is new and completely forget about the previous artworks. And this is called Immobile, and it's from a series called Emotion that you can find on my website, and you can see the whole series in there. It's actually a beautiful series, and it started with the idea of, okay, I'm an immigrant. I moved to this beautiful Houston, and how do I create a series of photographs that it's me trying to connect with the city, but not make a heavy art like how do I say that, the hiccups bumping that on the road that when you get when you place. I want something beautiful. I want something, a piece of art that people can hang in their space, but yet having a little story to it. So this is In Motion series started with the idea of me connecting with the city, and it's everything. It's in motion. Everything it's in a run. You can't touch anything. Your focus is always shifted somewhere from left to right, trying to make sense of your new space. So and this is what I wanted to create with the In Motion series, and this is one of the image in the series called In Motion. And I think it's beautiful. It's almost like a painting.
Yeah.
It's actually a photograph, and it's done with long exposure camera. I mean, I really use this technique, you can call it painting with a camera, is done in purpose, even though some people said, oh, maybe you need some glasses
Exactly.
or a
Yeah.
tripod.
It'd be great for an optometrist's office. No, I think this series is absolutely stunning. It's always been one of my favorites. It gets a lot of attention here in the studio, but it's got that urban feel, and yet it's soft, and it's very I love the blues in particular.
And it's not bold. I mean, it is bold, but it's not in your eyes. I have seen photographs of Houston. I have seen all the landscape of downtown of Houston, but this is different. And yet, the other day I had an interesting story. An older gentleman show up here in the studio, and I had the artist proofs photographs on the table, and he is looking through them, and he said, "Oh my God, this used to be my parents' house, and now it's a skyscraper on it. So people connect with these streets and the place. They know exactly which building is which. Those one who knows Houston better.
Right. And though it is downtown Houston, it doesn't have to be. I mean, that
It
could be
does not have to
anywhere.
be.
It's just got that kind of universal kind of urban look, but that is softer, more emotional, more the movement in it I love as well. But it's the softness I like. And the story that you kind of came to with this series, that as someone who was new to the country, new to the city, you weren't quite connected. And the other architectural work that you've done has been very, very almost reporter-like, journalistic,
And documentary.
documentary. And this is not. This is very emotional.
This
It's
is-
very, it's very subjective and beautiful.
Yeah, and I have already several collectors that acquire a few pieces from this collection. Somebody else these days asked me to do a research on the idea of printing 2 of those panels on plexiglass
Oh
for
my
a
God,
large
look
living
lovely.
room here in
Yeah.
Houston, and hopefully it's gonna get somewhere. I'm very excited about this opportunity. But yes, this is and what I wanted to mention with this particular series, because the nature of it, you can fit it in a classic sort of
Right.
interior design. You can
It
fit
doesn't
it
have to be a big
in
kind
an
of urban.
office building, in a reception, in a lounge area, in a contemporary or mid-century interior design. It's a beautiful series that deserve your attention, guys.
And it brings out the lines, the geometry of the city. I think they're stunning.
You want to talk about keeping the blues up? Let's talk about your.
This is El Túnel,
El Túnel.
and it's actually spelled differently.
It is easy.
I have it in Spanish for some reason. I don't know why I did.
I think I put it, but I think the software corrected.
No, it's tunnel. No, it's not. It's Túnel. This painting is a fairly large painting. It's 40 by 30. It is the only painting I have ever done that I have redone. It started off as a landscape painting, and I hated it. I absolutely hated it. But it was a beach scene with the ocean, and there was a blue in the ocean that I absolutely loved. So I repainted it and completely just built it off of that blue.
But look at the motion you created and the depth.
I just think there's just so much going on in this painting, and I just love it. It's wispy, but there are layers and layers and layers of paint that give it movement and depth and emotion. I just find it so soothing. And the way the kind of swirls and the depth is, it looks to me like it's going into a cave and into some sort of opening.
Yeah. Taking a break of the idea of you have something in mind, but yet the outcome is always different.
Well, not always, but yeah.
But I mean,
with me,
this is the beauty of it. There's this surprise element, and it happened with me too. I am starting a painting because I paint from time to time, and I'm starting a painting. I really know what I want. And I kind of, 80%, I have it all done. And yet that very 20% shifts the whole thing in a complete direction.
And I think with me, I know that, if I have something in mind, particularly because I work mostly with abstraction and non-representational art, is that the painting takes over. And at some point, I just give me up and I just say, let's see what the painting wants to do and what the painting calls for. And I do that with my writing as well. So I find that really not only interesting, but exciting as an artist to be able to just kind of participate in that. I find the work stunning.
It's beautiful, and it has so much depth into it, and it adds so much depth in a room. Look at that.
It's a little piece of jewelry in my opinion. And it's still for sale. It's been around for a while, but I just think it's stunning.
And it is gorgeous, and it can be, again, in a classic
Yeah, it'll go in.
environment, in a mid-century environment, in a modern loft situation, interior design.
Mhm.
Gorgeous, gorgeous. Anyway, so the second piece I want to talk about it is from the same series called
look at that.
Urban
Mhm.
Haze. And again, it's another street of downtown Houston. Motion camera, probably have two exposures over the over this frame to create this how do you call it, tension of the street. You don't know if it's the beginning of the day or if it's the end of the day. I would like to read it as the end of the day, because on the left side it has this yellow ray that kind of puts your mind into the
Sunset, sort of that, yeah.
situation.
Mhm.
And lights in downtown are always on, so it doesn't matter if it's
Day or night, yeah.
yes. And what I wanted to mention about this one edition of this, it's in actually has been given to the Thompson Hotel here in Houston. And
Nice.
hopefully it will be framed and hanged somewhere into this amazing building.
That's quite a lovely collection to be a part of. So congratulations on that. Yeah.
And it's a fabulous, it's a 15 edition, not many, not very little. They can be printed up to, I calculated, up to 40 by 40 inches. So it can be smaller sizes as well as large sizes. I think having a larger image hang in your house, it's open up a window through a new dimension, you know what I mean? Make your room part of this vibrant city. And this is what I wanted to convey with this Urban Haze.
What I really like about this one is the white in it. This reflectivity, this glare that comes back at you. That's not just from the photo of the piece. That's in the piece.
Yeah, it's this
and to
dead
have that
space.
white,
Yeah.
very often white really ties a painting to a room. And I love that. I love the fact that there's this glare, this reflectivity that you see all over the city, and it's part of the piece. And I think that's stunning.
And
it gives you the motion again and the energy.
You know, at first I thought there was too much white, it's too much dead space in the photography, but then I said, don't be afraid of it. It adds up a layer of interestingness, you know what I mean?
I think it's a great piece.
And again, fits any situation, any interior design.
So tell me again about the editions. You say edition of 15. What does that exactly mean?
Edition of 15 meaning that I have 12, I have 15 prints only. They can be any size. And in photography, every edition is an original. And you can have some people have open edition, which means they can print as many as
forever. Right. Yeah.
I get bored with this, so I always have to create stuff. So the 15 images all over the world, it's plenty. You know what I mean?
Right.
They are unique and a very limited number.
Once you print 15 of these, you'll never print another.
Yeah. No.
And so that makes them much more collectible and much more valuable. That's why the prices go up.
Now, this is the price that you guys see. It's a promotional price for this one. It's actually covers a 30 by 30 inch paper. And of course, it comes unframed, but if you want to be framed, we can work a price onto that.
Some people have their own frames.
Recommend places and people that can help you with that. All right. How about yours?
This is one of my favorite pieces, and I know I say that a lot, but this one is. This one is a painting that I did some time ago, and I call it Hope. There seems to be a lot of conflict, contrast, there's a peacefulness and a meditative quality to it. And yet there's a lot of, seems to me to be a lot of turmoil, lots of layers. There seems to be something encroaching, and it has come to me to be kind of a response to Crimea and Ukraine. But I really find this piece stunning. The texture in it is very, very dramatic. That's actually an old shirt, I believe, that I plastered onto the canvas.
This is how we recycle.
That's what we
guys.
do with our old clothes. But I really like this one. I think the colors are very calming, and yet there's something in it that just calls you to react. And
it has that feeling of you want to get close to understand better what's going on in there. I don't know. For me, this painting always, for some reason, look like a classic French tapestry. Don't ask me. It's probably the colors you chose and the idea that I can imagine some trees and some of those peasants in French countryside with buckets of flowers on the shoulder.
Oh, that's the blue and white.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
So it's interesting how viewers have different interpretation of
Yeah,
this.
at one point I thought it looked like the beach, a wave coming onto the sand. Could be a lot of things that are evoked, but that's the beauty of kind of non-representational art, is that it can be different things and it can change over time. It can mean something different to you later because we all change, and the content that we project onto the paintings changes as well.
And I look at this image right now. It adds a luminosity to the room. You see that?
Yes.
It's just interesting.
And yet it's so grounded because of the browns that this is probably kind of an inspiration piece for what turned into my Earthen series. The idea that you want to be grounded in the soil and the earth, and that there's a real connection there. But you're right, the luminosity of the kind of upper portion. I love to play with light as well.
It's beautiful. And it's a 20 by 16.
This one is no 24 by 18. It's a little bit bigger.
Which makes it nicer.
Yeah, it probably should be bigger
size.
still.
If you have a smaller room, it's you can have it as a central point.
And I haven't done any fine art prints of these, but I should. This could be printed in different sizes as a print, and because right now this is the only copy.
Well, fabulous. This was the artwork, guys. So you have 2 pieces from Emotion and you have 2 paintings from John. Hope you like them. We are going to move over with a reminder that today, April 6th, our studio here in Houston is open from 11-ish to 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So if you don't have anything else to do, or even if you have something to do, just cancel all that and come over.
Send your company home.
We can treat you with a glass of champagne if you like, or coffee, or some cookies. We'll see what we have around. We always have stuff around here. But if none of this it's a core for you, then I have photographs of donuts, and I have boiled eggs photographs.
Take your snack home with you.
But anyway, so let's move to the slideshow. What I wanted to say about the studio is still decorated for the Photo Fest.
Yes,
and
this weekend.
It features a lot of photography. And from next week, we will move over with mixing up photography and painting so that both of us are featured in the main gallery.
Yeah, and if you haven't been to see the Photo Fest exhibits around Sawyer Yards, you really owe it to yourself to come by and see them. It's a very, very good show this year. And we've been participating in that here in the studio. But I get to put my art back up next week.
Yes. And actually, we kind of thinking of the idea, maybe you, John, can curate some of my works and I curate some of John's so that we can have different visions and different ideas.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Interesting.
We'll see how that goes.
That sounds like a fight waiting to happen.
And then what else do we want to say? What is new? You are being
God,
busy.
I've been doing a lot of pre-op stuff and medical stuff. I'm going to have some minor surgery on my sinuses coming up. So that's been eating up the last week. But I'm also really working on this Comic Palooza, getting ready in May for a big thing. It's
So what is
last year they had 5,000 people.
The main thing for Comic Palooza this year are the skateboards, right?
Well, the little heads. I'm doing these little. I'm really going to feature the little cartoon heads because I think that it might appeal to that particular audience. And I'm doing them not only in fine art prints, but as Bogdan mentioned, I'm doing them on skateboards. So this is one in progress. These are little miniature skateboards. They're a hoot, and I'm painting on those. I have the fine art prints. I have buttons. I have some little jewelry that I'm making that will have them in it. So I'm really going to be featuring these little cartoon heads.
And for me, guys, we've been busy, very busy with all kinds of other projects, including the non-profit Ari Parte.
Oh yeah, that yeah.
And I only work small pieces at this time because I have to keep my brains creative. I do have some ideas in my head for larger pieces. Some pieces that I planned since January when I was back to Romania, but I never get the chance to put my hands on because I need a little time off to think about it. And I haven't got the chance. However, I created small pieces that you can come and see here in the studio. And I also did some illustration from the tropical series because lately the previous images that I created, they all have sold all of a sudden. And I said, okay, maybe it's time to add two or three more pieces to that collection. So this is how Veracruz, it's a ficus, and what is the other one? En el Lago were born, and they're framed, and they're ready to go to a new home, a modern home, a classic home, or whatever you
beach
find
house
fit for them. But this is what I've been doing lately. And we want to thank you guys for watching us today, for being with us, for supporting us, for collecting us. And I want to share here a screen because in particular, I want to thank several people, and that is Eddie, who recently bought these pieces from us, from me.
Both of those on the same trip, yeah.
And those are pictures that have been here for quite a while, and then you know, they finally found a home. And actually, I want to thank Katie and Kim for collecting this black tulip, a new piece that finally.
One of my absolute favorites of yours. Stunning piece of art.
And again, like you said,
and it looks so good in their home.
Yeah, it's so good. And I'm sorry I don't have any pictures from here to share with you. But you know, when you talked earlier today about starting a piece that goes, you have something in mind, but goes in a completely that this tulip was like that. So it started like a flower that didn't go anywhere, but then step by step, I recreated and reshifting everything. And I said, oh, it's a tulip. And then I said, colors. What if it's a black tulip? So let's try some variations. And that's how it was born. It was an interesting piece, and it's kind of a mixed media in a way. What else do we have to say? We are 5 minutes away. We want to remind you about the book, Collecting Art, an Artist's Perspective. Let's see, can you show it to us?
We have them available for download on my website, johnbishopfineart.com. But we have a few copies here in the studio if you wanted to pick one up by coming in. And it's basically a study we did from our point of view of what it means to collect art and some of the things maybe collectors need to be considering from our point of view.
Yeah.
Because you can get different points of view from gallerists and art consultants and things like that. And we had Rosa Ana Orlando come in January to bring her perspective, and this is from our perspective. So it's our gift to you if you want to download it for free on my website. And if you wanted to pick one up here in the studio, we're selling them here as well, paper copies.
We can sign it for you guys.
We can sign it.
Make it a little more
And when they open our museum, you'll have an original.
personalized. Yes. And what else do we have?
And also, we've got a few copies of our book called Road Trip Romania. This is available on Amazon, so you can go there and get it and have it shipped to you. Or you can buy it here in the studio. We have a few copies. We had run out and we got some more in.
Yeah, great.
It's a nice book. It's a photographic study of, it's basically all photos of things you can see from the roadside in Romania. That's the way the photos were curated. So it's I think it's a lovely book.
Yeah.
And
it's great to have you on your coffee table.
It's great to have on the coffee table. It is a paperback book, but it is available on Amazon. We have several children's books available on Amazon as well.
And what else?
This one's for grown-ups.
At the end, I want to announce that on April 11, which is what, next week, right?
Yes.
I have the closing reception with Serrano Gallery for the exhibition Reflections that feature a part of the series Inheritance of my photographs of Inheritance. And I think it's going to be a great opportunity for you guys to come over and have a fabulous evening together and saying goodbye to this fabulous exhibition that features, you know, not just me, but five artists: Carlos Tocando, Alfonso Bonilla, John Bernard, and Korn. And if you want to know more about what's up with us, you know, you always can check us out on bogdanphotoart.com or johnbishopfine.com. So pretty much this is it for today, right?
Yay. Yeah, we got a lot to do today. We're going to be open, as you say, all day. So looking forward to that.
Okay, so now I have to deal with my cough and my allergies. It's unbelievable this year.
And you've got a photo shoot this morning. So there's a lot going on.
Okay, guys, thank you for being here. We'll see you next week. Young and fresh.
Well, we'll be fresh anyway.